Okay, so the touchscreen doubles up as an input as well as an output device. So the touchscreen is a computer display screen and it's also an input device. Users can interact with the screen by using their fingers or special stylus pen. So you will find a touchscreen on mobile phones, tablets, terminals, at POSs, banks or stations. So there's no need for an additional input device, there's no need for additional buttons. The menus and the interface generally very easy to use. You can zoom in and zoom out. Rotation is also possible. The disadvantage is the screen could become damaged, dirty, less visible. It could be difficult to import high volumes of information compared to using a keyboard. Now, multimedia projectors are used when projecting signals from various computers or TVs onto a larger screen. So the obvious example is in a classroom to project the content from a teacher's computer onto the large screen, which can be shown to many students at one time. In offices for training or presentations, in a home cinema system. So it's able to project onto a big screen, allowing more people to see the output. Users can gather around one screen, main focal point in a classroom. Disadvantage is the output resolution may not be the same quality as other devices. Obstacles could affect or block the projection, and it could be expensive to buy and difficult to set up. So now we're going to be looking at some printers. So the inkjet printer and the laser printer. So the inkjet printer is used when you're printing low output volumes. So for example, you may be using it at home to print one single piece of homework or a picture. A laser printer is used when you're printing high volumes. So that could be in schools or offices where a lot of printouts will be going to the printer. So this is used more often. Okay, so both printers offer high quality printing. The laser printer is faster printer compared to the inkjet printer. The inkjet is cheaper to buy compared to laser printer and is smaller in size, so it takes up less desk space. So the advantage of the laser printer is printing is fast, especially when printing in high volumes. The toner is going to last a long time, so therefore will give you more printouts, so it's more cost effective, and it makes less noise, the laser printer, compared to the inkjet printer. Now the disadvantage for the ink cartridge for the inkjet is it may be cheap to buy initially, but it will not give you as much printouts compared to the toner for the laser printer, so you may have to quickly replace these cartridges, which could be an additional cost. And obviously the printing is slower compared to a laser printer. So the laser printer is more expensive to buy compared to an inkjet printer. Color laser printers are more expensive to run compared to black and white laser printers. Okay, so now we're going to be looking at a dot matrix printer. So dot matrix is a type of printer which uses a print head which presses against an inked ribbon whilst moving back and forth. So a dot matrix printer may be used to print shop receipts, airline tickets, when duplications are required. So it can print carbon copies. That's basically where it prints onto a paper, which also prints onto a yellow or blue or pink paper, which is behind the original paper. So you're not printing 2 or 3 copies, you're printing it once, but because the printer head presses down against the paper, it makes a copy on a yellow and a pink and a blue paper behind. So this is carbon copy. The advantage of the dot matrix is not affected by hot and dusty environments, can print carbon copies, so useful when additional copies need to be signed, and cheaper to run and maintain. Disadvantage is very slow printing, poor quality printing, noisy compared to other printers. So the wide format printer are used when printing or when large printouts are required. So for example, when you're printing banners, billboards, sign, posters, photographs and art. The advantage is high resolution printing compared to laser and inkjet printers, large printouts. Companies are able to print in-house, which is cheaper than asking another company to print. Disadvantage, it would be quite expensive to buy the wide format printer and to maintain and to replace the ink cartridge as well for the wide format printer. So here's a typical exam question. Discuss the advantage and disadvantage of using a laser, inkjet and wide format and dot matrix printer. So laser printers can provide fast and high quality printing. Typically the laser printers are used to print in high volumes. However, the printer will be more expensive to buy compared to an inkjet printer, and also the toner will cost more. The inkjet printer provides high quality printing, however it prints much slower than a laser printer and therefore is normally used when printing low volumes. Wide format printers are used to print very large printouts in high quality. The wide format printer will be typically the most expensive printer to purchase and to maintain. The advantage for the dot matrix printer is that it can work in hot and dusty conditions and can print carbon copies. However, the printing quality is quite poor compared to other printers. In addition, the printing time is also much slower compared to the laser and inkjet computer or inkjet printer. So the final printer we're going to be looking at is a 3D printer. 3D printers can produce solid objects by building layer upon layer. So we can be using it for many different reasons, as you can see here. So manufacturing parts, prosthetic limbs, medical applications, constructions, fashion and art. So products can be customized, prototypes can be created quickly, parts can be created which are no longer manufactured, artificial organs can be created as well. Disadvantage is counterfeit products could be created, dangerous objects could be created or could be printed if used inappropriately, and is very expensive to purchase, and the printing materials are also very expensive. Now speakers are used to output sound, maybe in a web conference to output sound, so required to output sound, essential for video conferencing, movies, computer games. So it can be used wirelessly using Bluetooth technology. Sounds can be amplified. Surround sound systems to give a more realistic experience. Not as personal compared to headphones, can be heard by everyone. An underpowered amplifier playing at high volumes can damage a speaker. Okay, so here's an exam question. 3D printers are being used for producing personalized prescription drugs. Give 2 advantages of using 3D printers for this purpose. The tablets can be customized to meet the individual needs. Using a 3D printer would make it easy to change the percentage of the drug in the tablet. The tablets can be produced in mass or small batches, therefore reducing waste. Patients would receive their prescriptions quicker. Give 2 disadvantages of using 3D printers for this purpose. The cost of buying a 3D printer is expensive. The materials for printing are also expensive. On the other hand, 3D printers can be used for legal production of drugs. In addition, not all 3D printers created to date can complete this task.